This dog come out, say what might be going on tonight. Probably nothing, but at least we'll get some stuff out. As been here at home, pretty much same deal.
Yeah, like usual.
Pretty much. Oh, did I have a drink? I didn't even know.
Yeah, I made your drink.
Oh, I I ate my. I like that chicken.
Oh, the chicken too.
Yeah, I like that chicken. I got some of that that's just in that bag or in those little things.
Yeah. I'm gonna put these candies in this bucket. Okay.
Oh, tea. But yeah, well, just been watching some of the old election stuff. Can't go back too far because there wasn't much TV. And then when they did have TV, there's not a lot of people recorded a lot of it just to kind of get the, I don't know. It's just one of the things I've always done there since I was like 12. I remember watching it, but nothing I care about too much. But no, I just sitting here talking a little bit. We ate. I told my wife, I said, "There just ain't much to do. When you get to certain point, and you get out of them kitty years and out of them kitty stages. Nobody does, anything." I was just telling her, and it wasn't her fault. It's just, I was just telling her that, we sit here and play monkey see, monkey do with all these people out here crying over spilt milk and other things at churches and little old things like that all the time. I told her, I said, I done that stuff when oh. I told her, we've done it. I done that stuff when I was a kid. Told her I was getting where I get to, where I just don't want to do that stuff. All it is just same old junk. I told her I think me and her, we're just going to have to accept we're going to be here the rest of our lives in this situation. We're going to be able to do anything. Obviously not. Everybody's always hooting now about all their little gatherings. The only thing they're going to do is be playing on their goddamn phones. Ain't going to be doing nothing. It's changed, people. I know you can like back of my hand, you're going to be playing on your little phones and your little computers. You don't be paying no attention to nobody. So that's what everybody wants to do nowadays. I miss the good old days when Fair had stuff they wanted to do down there at these gatherings. Got to sing a little bit, get to watch a good family movie. Y'all today don't know what a goddamn gathering is. You think you do, but you don't. And it's quite obvious. Most of you do. Notice I ain't say all. There might be a few smart ones out there that actually might be doing something worth their while. Oh, okay. I'll drink it. No. Oh. Okay. But I'll drink you here in a little bit. But no, I just been watching some old stuff, putting some more stuff on here though. But yeah, I pretty well pretty well otherwise. There's nothing really to do. I told it's like that shirt Brock Lesnar had on. Eat, sleep, repeat, or whatever it was. So you seem like you get done. You just can't have a job because people don't know how to treat you. Right? And lay you off. I mean, that might be one thing Fire could have done, but you can't trust nobody with that. They don't know how to run the ship. Not saying I do, but I know I know how to do some of that stuff. But I wouldn't I wouldn't want to do it all. But there's some things I would actually enjoy. But just hiring and firing some people that need to be gone. But I don't know, there'd be parts of that job that would get on your nerves, and ordering stuff every time you turn around, having to keep how many of that and this you need. But like I said, it just nothing's nothing really any fun anymore. I told my wife, I said, the stuff that Decatur, Tennessee has out here, it's the same stuff every year. It's the same. What time it comes, just about, and what to look for. And this thing we've added that wasn't here, just a few years ago was, that thing, a little concert stage thing, and they always get the same old usual people, pretty much. It's either a church choir or some old, somebody that don't know how to sing songs out there screaming their lungs out. Like one time, me and my wife's over and dang guys out here screaming and beating 90, don't know how to sing worth a shit. Out here butchering songs from my childhood. That just offended me. My mom actually looked over. She knew it was getting on my nerves. She knew I can go up there and do better than them. I know I could. I just, it wasn't my deal. Well, I wasn't there. If I'd been booked, I'd blew that guy out of the water. But, it's just, it's just like stuff that, if you want to go to a book sale, if you want to have a yard sale, you've got those kind of people that'll sell their junk. You've got, used to, when I first moved up here, this ain't been all that long ago, but used to, before Gene Wade put a stop to it, everybody was out here at this freaking truck stop over by the pig. Used to, everybody and the brother that was in Decatur then was out there pretty much selling their junk. Had blankets out there with all kinds of shit all over all over them. Oh man, and tables. It looked like a miniature flea market out there at times. Then Gene Wade, because I guess they didn't ask permission, I guess Gene Wade then put a stop to it or whatever. I guess he went up there and but that used to be a thing they used to do a lot up here. But like I said, other than small parades, the parades ain't no good. It's the same old stuff,
I'm not gonna get parts.
Few people have one of these old timey cars, and the same people that probably lived here 30, 35 years, same. They'll have one of their old dune buggies out there, or one of them old classic cars, and then they'll have the horses, and then they had the police deal, and
Hey, now this is
now have all the it's just all the usual junk. Nothing
Hey, Hamlet, Jackie said I go to the creek with you.
nothing to get excited about. And now dress one of these damn people up as a stupid pig. That
Piggy.
god awful thing.
Piggy.
And then
I get to go piggy burn.
usually they have one of these deals where if they can't find nobody to dress up as goddamn Santa, they make a thing, put it on the fucking hood of a car or something, or a damn.
Eddie Bryce on the fire truck.
So I remember I remember one year they stuck a thing up there and didn't have anybody dressed up. It was just one of those deals where they just had a thing that somebody made or something, or whoever went out and got something anyway. But no, I'm just, it's just same old stuff. Except like I told my wife earlier, it's funny, but it's true. I said, other than going, moop, have one of these emergency alarm buttons or whatever the fuck it is, have an emergency. The only time you get anything that you don't normally get at the door. Or a rare occasion, somebody might be dropping you a package off, mail lady. But other than that, you don't get nothing. It's the same thing. I told my wife, I said, I'd give anything to go back to my childhood days. Is the best time in the world you could have had. You had your regular schedule do every day. You got to go places. She can speak to it. You could go places that nobody seems to be as bad as they usually turn out to be now, because their butt hurts and complain. But I mean, like I said, somebody today asked me what would I like to go back to? This be some of them days where my dad and Darren and all of us got together and done all them things. But me and him, he sit there and plays wrestling games and car games, everything, all this stuff. Go to airplane shows, a couple of wrestling shows, Chuck E. Cheese, and a zoo every now and then. I mean, there wasn't anything special. I mean, as far as, going to a lot of different places, but whatever we could find. Schools would take you to like the aquarium now and then, IMAX theater. You might go to, something like that occasionally. Or field day, just start to school, but you'd have all kind of events to do, and everybody kind of gets a day off from working, doing class work. And those days were pretty good, even though it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't over the top. But it was something to do every day for close to 20 years. Once I found out pretty quick once the school stuff's over, there ain't really no going back and getting anything. And it was about not long right after that, things kind of started turning a little bit, going downhill. Because it's just how it was up here. And of course, by that time, everybody want to get their little marriages going, a couple of little brats, and everything else, and then it just gets in the way. It's just annoying after a while if you see the same fucking people 100 times. Like I told my wife, it wasn't the fact that I didn't want to see some of them, but goddamn, when you see somebody 100 times in a row, and it almost makes you think that the only reason they come up there is because they think you got to see them grow every freaking inch and smell their fucking ass or wipe it or whatever it is. Like, you got to tend to them 24/7. I'm just, I get aggravated. After a while, you see something for so long like that. Fucking kids, shit that Jason didn't need. They had to go do it anyhow. Old Dingbat, Lacey or whatever it is. I don't know what the fuck. We could have spared her having to look at her fucking ass. But anyway, it just used to be fun. Like I said, Mark, Melissa, Regina, and everybody that, you wouldn't even know back in the days there was any such thing as a married couple. You wasn't worried about it, because you're a kid. Kids do what kids do. All I had to do was sit there, play with my little kitty cars, video games, go in the room. People don't realize, just how much fun you really have and go back and you don't have, much as far as any like footage or anything, but you got memories of all these things, and then there's like, all the Godzilla movies. That's some of the first movies I watched when I was little, real little. And me and Darren kind of liked that, so I got into it. It used to always come on TV. So back then, when there wasn't no DVDs or anything such as that, VCRs and VCR tapes, we'd have Granny record them. I used to watch all these little kids shows and everything. Come home. Well, when I got up of the morning, I'd have VR Troopers on. Then when I'd come home, it'd be time for Power Rangers. So I watched that. Then it's 30 minutes. So when it went off, I go out and usually do stuff, swing on swing, just whatever, But as I got older, finding out, I'm just boring. I'm not, or I offend somebody because of what I used to do back in the day, or, everybody's butt's hurt now. I'm getting where I just nowadays I can't talk, can't look at nothing. If I even do, these people get mad out here. I'm tired of it. It's what I told my wife. I'm tired of doing what everybody wants done. I know what the drill is. I told her, I said, me and her's done the same shit when we was little. I said, it's just, I get tired of it. Because it's just nothing in it. Just, it tickles everybody else and doesn't really do anything for me or her. It just makes everybody else happy. She should probably say, well, they ain't gonna say it. Yeah, they ain't gonna tell you that, but that's the only reason they want. It's like I said, they want somebody's head to poke out. They want a head count. They want somebody to be at one of these places, a yard sale, a fucking damn church thing, or one of these little library things where you go get you a library book. I used to remember that when they had that thing over there, and you go get you a book, but you had to pay like, so much money, I think it was, it was like a book sale. And then for some fucking reason back in the day, and I think even still now, you gotta pay lunch. Gotta pay for your lunch at school. I don't know why. I mean, you'd think, well, it wasn't that much anyway, but still, it's like, come on. And then but I don't know. Because most time what you got is the same 4 or 5 things. Thursday and Friday, well, as I remember in school, Fridays was usually hot dogs, hamburgers, tacos. Usually one of those 3. Hot dogs wasn't that often. I think it was more of hamburger, and the hamburger meat wasn't like like the real hamburger meat, but it's okay though. But it wasn't. You could tell it wasn't like a real hamburger. It's something cheap. But I used to like the breakfast pizzas and stuff at school. Sometimes they'd have what they call a breakfast pizza, and it was had different taste to it and everything. I remember I could eat that, but I didn't like the pizza that they usually had for lunch. But no, I never took a lunch. I always ate what I thought I'd eat on the plate and deal with it later. Now I go home and get me a meal. But yeah, there ain't really nothing that can replace your kid days. You know, it's like I told my wife earlier, you know, I was just sitting here having a decent conversation, you know, about some things. But no, I said, yeah, old Derek came out with some craziness idea. Thought it sounded good. It sounded good to her and me, but it don't sound no better than anybody else out here. You can't have fun with nothing anymore. You gotta be like a wind up toy or a doll or something. I'd much rather have these dolls here to talk to and do things with, or watch her dress them or something. Because I mean, at least like she said the other day, they don't gripe. You don't have no drama. All the good things that I would hope to have in a person I could have in these dolls is there's no problem. It's like I used to carry around that monkey all the time. Well, I mean, at home, I didn't carry it out in the store, but at home, that's what I had at the house. There wasn't no such thing as having all these people up your ass or doing things that people want you to do just because there's fucking kids involved or something. Of course, these places I've mentioned already, that's what they want you to do. That's what they teach everybody when they're little. They don't think anything of. They don't care what you want to do they always tell you, and they'll tease you, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do? If I told them every goddamn thing I wanted to do, I'd hear it till there was no tomorrow. About how much time I wasted, how much time I took up, how much this cost, how much that cost. There's a lot of things I'd like to have done, yes. There's one or two things I was good at. But like my wife and like I know, if you really wanted to do any of that fucking shit, you'd have to hear about it later. And they'd whine and complain, moan and groan and bitch and everything else. Well, yeah, take up my time. I could have been over here at the old nursing home, fooling around playing bingo with some of these old people or whatever whatever they make up. So like I said, it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. If I didn't want to do anything, such as get out there and do something, or my wife wanted to do something, and like one day I remember sitting over at the pig, and one of them says something to me, wants to know why I won't talk. Well, there ain't no reason to talk. No reason to talk. No fun. Nobody do. And I'm begging. I'm begging for somebody to prove me wrong. I won't get mad. I'd be glad if somebody could prove me wrong. If there's one person out here that could turn this whole thing around. But I gotta be honest when I say this. I just don't have faith in these people out here anymore. Because they're nothing to them. They all used up, washed up. What ain't used up or washed up's too young to fool with. It's fucking kids. Stuff that we can't do anything with. There's nobody out here that's in a 5-mile radius of freaking Decatur. I don't have time. Me and my wife don't. We don't have the fucking time to go all the way around the world just to see what's out here. I don't think it's too much to ask. Somebody should. be able to find a little something nice once in a while. I mean, like I said, me and my wife could compromise here or there to occasionally do something, that maybe we didn't do that much, but it's just sucks that you don't have nobody here that you have anything in common with. It's nothing but people on drugs, people wanting to go out here and kill animals, hunting and fishing and everything else. Riding four wheeler out here blowing the car up, make it, So, I mean, as much as, and that's what I'm saying, as much as I'd like to be proved wrong, I just know it's not going to be, it's going to be really, 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 really tough for it to happen. But, occasionally I can get out here and just put some stuff out, put mine and my wife's feelings out here a little bit. She puts a little something out here, but like I said, we know they ain't nothing, so. We're just going to have to face it. We're going to be probably, my best guess is she don't like it, but, my best guess, just based on what I have seen sitting in front of me, whether it's whiny butthurt bitches or somebody else's wives or somebody else's fucking little kids, I just can't put up with them. I can't. It don't matter if they're police officers, if they're fucking firefighters, if they're just regular old people at the store, cashiers, you name it. I've seen several of these people. They got stuff they can go home and do. They don't have time to take out what mine or my wife would honestly have to have in order for them to fit into what we had hoped for. And this silly unicorn bestie deal that we know ain't going to happen. It's just a bad idea that I should have never brought it up. I just thought it sounded good. Just thought, we have so much problems as it is with family and all this other stuff. And all this stuff me and her both been through. I thought maybe, man, if we could find somebody had all this stuff kind of happen to them, but somebody with a good head on their shoulder, if you could kind of make feel good, inside and out, see them smile. But honestly, if you did ask or did try to, go around and actually tell somebody about something like this, they fucking think something's crazy. And find something wrong with it, but the minute they go out there and get somebody, help somebody, take another dog off the road or take another person in like me and my wife hoped to have done, oh, yeah, it'd be all right with them. But, just because me and my wife want something like that, we always seem like we get fucking drug addicts or people that ain't right in the head. Yet it's our fault because we ain't going through those things. We don't have to. As I stated before, ain't our problem that you people don't know how to do the right things. Y'all know how to do them. You just don't want to. So that's why me and my wife is probably, like I said before, I don't want this. But it's exactly probably what's going to happen. We're probably going to have to do the same regular routine sort of things till we just fucking die. Like I said, I'd give anything for anybody to prove me wrong. But I don't think there's a lady out here whatsoever that has their mind together, that has everything fixed, to a certain degree where there's no real problems. Because, with me and my wife, for an example, we don't have family or friends around. We don't need them. Y'all do. Most of y'all do. Y'all need that stuff. Y'all like to get on the phones and do all your little stuff on there. My wife wonders why I don't pay no mind to these people that text her all the freaking time on them phones. It's like every time I give out both of our numbers, they only text one of us. And I try sometimes as hard as it is, and I know the result before they even start. But I used to it one time. I could find a few good things out in the world or find a few good, things here and there, but it's not like it was 10, 11 years ago. Everything has changed so much in that little bit of time. Because all you hear about is the same things. They don't want you. They don't want. They have no problem. These people off the internet, they have no problem in asking for strangers for money. But yet, if you'd have flipped it backwards and you'd have said, "Well, what if I'd have done that?" I know if I'd have done that, they wouldn't have done nothing. They'd have said the same thing. I don't have nothing, and what I do got. Practically that's all they'd have. They wouldn't do it even if they had it. Even if that wasn't the case. So why would it be all right for you all to do that and think it's all right? That's why I told my wife it's either gonna have to be something as hard as it is. It's got to be something out here. I don't know where and when and all that stuff, if there is anything. But if there is, it's got to be in person. I can't stomach any more of these damn people doing this shit they do. And about half hour later or an hour later, my wife's like, "Well, Derek, they just quit." Yeah. They just quit all of a sudden. At least if somebody was out here in person, I know at least I could talk to them and see what they was about, and trust me, it ain't gonna be like it was last time. I'm gonna find my wife and I gonna sit down here, and if there is anybody, we're gonna find out the stuff that we need to find out, all this stuff, important things first. We can have fun later. It won't take a few minutes. As long as y'all don't start going into long drawn out things, quicker the answers can be, the better it's gonna be. But we gotta start doing that. We can't let our guard down. Elections come up in here late at night and sleep 4 or 5 days or whatever it is you want to be doing for 4 or 5 days. If you're gonna do that, I just soon not fool with you. It's just craziness. I stay up like a night owl anyway half the time. But well, Derek, well, y'all wanted kids, so you got them. That's your problem, not ours. You want kids, you got them, and whoever you are out there. You didn't want them, you shouldn't be doing it. Because if they make you tired, of course they will. They'll make you run circles around your head. I'm like I said before, I'm not a kid hater. It's just they do get on my nerves a lot of times because all they don't want to do is get hurt and run and jump and do things in the house that they know they'll get hurt. And then a fella's got to go to the freaking doctor. Well, what happened? Well, they're in here jumping and screaming and hollering and carrying on. Bunch of wild monkeys. That's why we're here. Could have went to somebody that was really having an emergency, but we had to go because these freaking people, how these kids would have them out here jumping like jackasses. And we'd be sitting there, to God's my witness, that's what we'd be doing. Be sitting there instead of having a good time, doing something we could be doing. We'd be sitting there with a stump toe or God knows what. had to go to freaking emergency room just for some of these fucking kids' stupidity. I told my wife, I said, I at the time I could first talk and walk and all that good stuff, it was not long right after that I was being taught this thing. If I could do it, I know these kids could do it. But parents of today compared to when me and my wife was growing up, it's changed. A lot of y'all just y'all just don't care, and if you don't care, they don't. So no wonder me and my wife have a hard time. You know, we've laid everything out here. I've said what we're into, what we like, what we don't like. Come out here, we put out, what we do during the day. It don't really change a whole lot. So, some of this stuff kind of does get to be somewhat of a repeat, but at least it's something to talk about. Might drill some things in some people's heads out here. You never know. But, well, like I said, we may never see them, but there might be a few people, whether they say it or not. I mean, you never know. But, like I said, we'll never hear it in person probably, but, but like I said, at least it does give us something to do. Let off a little bit of steam every now and then, if for nothing else. But, no. Oh, man, she's washing clothes.
Yeah, because everybody else in there being jacket.
Well, no. Well, anyway, yeah, I'm going to probably get out of them. I done went a little over 30 minutes anyhow. Maybe it ain't nothing on here. Well, they ain't, baby.
Maybe they're in church or something. You don't